I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life, but for some strange reason, Satan thought he had me. But I'm still here. Yeah.
If you wouldn't have moved that night, if you was just laid there, this more than likely would have never happened.
Yeah.
So you need to apologize to him. I was like, me and the spirit would go. We weren't saying eye to eye. We weren't saying.
I'm thinking about that too myself.
we weren't saying eye to eye, and but man, I'll tell you. So we had a little deal going on, right? Where I come in the back door, he go out the front door. I come in the front door, he go out the back door. So I was coming in the front door this time, and he, and I just, everybody was in front. I just darted around to the back of my mom's house, and started him again, right? Because he didn't expect to see me. And I told him, I asked him to forgive me, and I said, man, what happened 12 years ago is over, right? It's over. So I need you to be my father, and I need to have a real relationship with you. And we shook hands and hugged and all that, man, and for the next 22 years of his life, like I said, we had a beautiful relationship. But but those times were interesting, man, those 12 years, because, from 13 to 25.
Yeah.
Though,
Because you was in the NFL at that time.
Yeah, I was, as a matter of fact, everybody was over because I think I made the Pro Bowl my first year, then I tore my knee up, and then that was 89, and then in 91, I made the Pro Bowl again after my knee surgery. So it was like family was like, oh, congrats, So a lot of people came over. So, but yeah, man, it was a moment. Those 12 years were formidable years, but I know a lot of the things I did, being a great student in high school, it's like you go and present that to them. Hey, is that good enough for us to have a relationship? Oh, that's not good enough. Okay, let me be the best athlete in school, because I know you like sports. Is that good enough? Oh, that's not good enough. Okay, let's get a scholarship to the University of Notre Dame. You know what I mean? You present that to them. That still didn't do it. So a lot of the things I was doing during that time, I was doing trying to get back in favor with him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think it's just amazing, man. Wow. It's just amazing when I think about it, how life could have just gone another way. What if we'd had a great relationship, would I have still been driven to do the things that I did? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was your motivation, Tim.
That was my motivation. That's what I'm saying.
And I was going to ask you that. You came right to it. Yeah. That was your motivation.
Without a doubt, it was my motivation, man. Because, I don't know, because I didn't live that life, but I know for a fact that a lot of the things I was doing to present to him as a token to get back in favor with him.
Yes.
And again, we didn't have a bad relationship. It wasn't like he was cursing me out and all that kind of stuff, but it just didn't feel like I had that bond with him. Like, to go out and throw the ball, play catch bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just didn't feel as if I had that. And I just think, man, that so many, people in that position, may have not handled it the same way.
Yeah.
And again, I was fortunate because I had, my teachers were encouraging me. My coaches were sure enough going, man, look, hey, all we know is it's not you.
Yeah.
And if you telling me the story about your dad and you tell me it's never happened again, that's telling me that he's not a bad guy. He just had a bad night. And so again, I think that encouragement, man, kept me pushing, trying to get the thing right, and we finally did.
Now, did he apologize to you as well?
Well, in the way that he could, right?
Okay.
Again, this is
different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was just like, man, and basically what he said, I had a bad night, and he may not have used those exact words, but but at the same time, man, I knew and it was so funny. I mean, he died 2011, 2008. He was diagnosed with COPD.
Okay.
So, well, let me go back and say this, and I mean, this may, you cut this or whatever, but, but when he was 14, he was the oldest of 10 kids.
Okay.
When he was 14, his dad came to him and said, "Look, man, you need to raise your sisters and brothers, because, I got to go do this or do what." And he didn't really leave the house, but just like I'm tired.
Yeah.
So my dad dropped out of high school his freshman year, started smoking and drinking, and his dad let him do whatever he wanted because he was basically raising the kids.
Raising the kids, yeah.
So skipping down to the point now he has COPD, right? And a deadly lung disease. There's no cure for it, so we knew that, it was, at some point it was going to take him. That ended up not being what he died from. I mean, he ended up falling and hitting his head and had a brain contusion or something. But it was because he couldn't breathe, and it was all. But I had been on TBN, right, and I had told the story about how I didn't drink. Why? But I didn't tell the backstory.
Yeah.
I just made a comment.
Why you didn't drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just made a comment, and so I literally, because he was, he had just been diagnosed or just got out of the hospital or something. So as soon as the show was over, I'm in LA. Shoot, I'm like on a red eye back, and he's in his room, and I'm sitting there with him, and he waits till everybody gets out the room, and he takes his mask off, and he says to me, "I saw you on TV last night." He said, "You need to tell the whole story." And I knew immediately what he meant.
Yes.
Because how black folks are, man.
Yes,
we ain't telling
yes,
our
yes,
business.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What happens in this house
We're going to skirt around it.
Yes.
We're going to tell everything, but
Yes.
what's in the middle? You know what I mean? And he said, "You need to tell the whole story."
Yeah.
And man, I had to get out of the room because, I was just overwhelmed, right? And he put his mask back on, laid back down. And so I hadn't, so I didn't start telling this story, brother, until 2011, 2010 or whatever. Because I would never,
You wouldn't have never done
I would have never done that.
Yeah, out of respect of him. Yes.
And, when I did start telling it, his younger brother got really upset with me. How can you disgrace your father, this and that. I said, "Uncle Robert, my daddy told me to tell this story."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would never have done anything to disgrace him.
Yeah.
And this is not disgracing him. This
No,
is
it's not.
this I ain't telling you that he beat me and this and that, he just had a bad night.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, yeah. So I think, man, it's when all these things add up, bro, going back to what we started with, you gotta have an ambitious life, man.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, you do.
You can't have all that,
You're
all these things, and then just go like, "Oh well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch the days pass by." No,
Yeah.
bro.
But just imagine, Tim, man. There's so many brothers, so many. When I say brothers, I'm talking about African American men. We go through so much, and we go through things that our early in our childhood. Just like you just said, your father. What his father told him.
Yeah.
Now your father and your mother been together since all the way to he passed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing he didn't do. He didn't leave you guys.
No.
Now he might have had some things that he had to deal with at an early age that made him have to handle your situation different than he should have handled it. But there's so many people out there that have so many stories that go through so much, but don't never have anywhere that they can release it. Men are it's rough on men like that. We have to trust people who we're going to talk to, and
that's why the coaches were so good for me,
Yes.
because I had such a personal relationship with them. But brother, I one of the things I do around here, I work with this group called Ethos Education Group, and we're literally in the schools, in DISD, in Frisco, and we're talking to these kids. And you're hearing these nightmare stories, man, of what they're going through. And the thing that we're trying to impart in them is that, first of all, if you go through something horrific, you know, my night, if Dad would have got that gun out like he was trying to get out of his trunk, but you know, Mom stopped him, and if he gets the gun and he shoots me, then the story is not for me.
Yeah,
it's for somebody else to tell the story.
Yes,
right. But if you go through your horrific night and you come out of it, then to me, that's God saying, I took you through this. Now I want you to go help somebody else.
Thank you. That's it.
I want you to go help somebody else,
it.
you know, because it is hard for people to look at it that way, because people want to almost relish in their pain. They want to talk about their pain. They want to talk about their anger. They want to do all this stuff. And that other side is saying, okay, I went through that. Now let me go and see if I can help Todrick. Let me see if I can help Todrick. Let me see what Todrick's going through.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let me see what Jay is going through.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let me see if I can do something with what I've gone through to help some other brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
that's correct.
And I think if we don't, you know, and sometimes it takes people to help you get there. And, you know, I think for me, you know, again, having the folks I had around me, you know, I sort of knew that, you know, okay, this situation had to be, you know, it probably would have got worked out quicker if I didn't go to the NFL. But that ended up, those couple of years there had me walking around, you know, all buffed up. You know what I mean? Like in pride, with my pride, like, hey, no. I'm paying the bills around here now. You know what I mean? But I didn't never say that to him though. Because I probably would have got shot.
You still respect
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
You know, and look, my dad at 50, man, he went cold turkey, stopped drinking, the whole deal.